Hey guys, Shani back with another process video for the 31 days of spooky scraps, and this is day 10. It is a sketch that I've made up, and before I get started on that, I got my Scrappin' Happy Studios little package in the mail. And she just had an amazing release with a lot of Halloween stuff, and I love all of it. I just love Halloween, guys, just in general. But she had a ton of Halloween stuff that had pink with it, and it's my favorite. I just love the pink mixed with everything. And honestly, you would think pink's my favorite color, but it's not. I just feel like pink's that perfect neutral to go with every other color. So, anyways, so what are we talking about? Oh, the layout. Sorry. My brain is not with it. This is my second voiceover for today, and your second layout for the day. So I have pulled out this giant scrap of, it's a Hey Pumpkin page, and it has little polka dots, and it says "Boo to You" all over it, and I thought that was cute because it's photos of me and Phil. So my title is going to be something about "You're my boo" or "My boo" or something like that, because yeah, anyways, it'll be funny. And so I had this piece of black cardstock heart that I'd used on some layout a long time ago, like I don't know when. And all it is, it's a piece of black cardstock, and I just folded it in half and cut it until I liked the shape of the heart. And so I used that as my stencil to draw my heart, cut it out, and then inked the edges. And then now I am using my pencil, and I traced just that bottom and like kind of left side of the heart, so I know where the heart's going to be and can decide where where those stripes are going to go. I'm pulling out papers now, and I don't know what I had in mind, but I ended up going with mostly like black and white and cream colored papers to do for this section. And I think it just so it's not overwhelming, especially because that heart is that black and white and cream. It's not, I don't want that bottom, the stripes part of it, like to overpower the heart part of it, if that makes sense. It doesn't. I'm just weird. It's fine. So, I'm going to go ahead and add tear tape to this section in strips so that I can just start sticking them down, and I don't have to add tear tape to each individual piece. And then whenever I go to trim the edges, the tear tape's not hanging over the edges, so I can use my big scissors instead of my sticky scissors to trim those edges off. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to stick those pages down. If you are following along or haven't been following along with the 31 days of spooky scraps, I have a little booklet that you can print off. If you go down to the video description below, you can get the free PDF download to print yourself at home. If you do that, just make sure to print it as 4x6 size so that it prints as the little cards. And then if you don't want to deal with it, or you don't have a printer or anything like that and would like to purchase a physical copy of the 31 days of spooky scraps, you are welcome to use the other link, which will take you to my Etsy shop, and you can purchase a physical copy. I also just put out a bunch of new goodies in the shop yesterday. Lots of Christmas, some Thanksgiving, some Halloween. No, not Halloween. Lots of Christmas and some Thanksgiving, and a few other odds and ends. But yeah, lots of Christmas started. I wanted to try to get all the Christmas stuff out in time so that y'all could start planning for like your Christmas kits and stuff. Your what's it called? December daily. Like what for your projects for that, so that and that'll give me plenty of time to go through and get orders shipped out. I'm almost caught up with orders from before, and then yeah, so we're getting there. I got a little behind with all of the India being sick and then out of town and everything. So we are getting caught up. I've got everything posted. I will have more Christmas coming. I have more Christmas planned. I have a few more Thanksgiving things planned too, but I didn't have the time to get to everything. It would have been a huge release. I mean, it's already a big one in my opinion, but it would have been even worse. So, the November 1st will probably have a little bit more Christmas and some more Thanksgiving mixed in. And then, yeah. Anyways, so I'm just adding these strips, just sticking them down. There's not really a rhyme or reason to it. I'm trying to vary like the weight and the pattern. So it's not like really dark black on cream and then more really dark black on cream and then all the lights on one side, if that makes sense. I'm trying to keep them kind of spread out together. So that's about it for all the strips of paper. So I'm going to set all this stuff aside and then get to adding that heart down. So with the heart, I'm tearing off the extras. Oh, and then erase the pencil lines, obviously. Sometimes I forget to do that, but I did that this time. Sorry, guys. It's morning. I just dropped off all the packages at the mailbox, the post office. And then I dropped Indy off at school, dropped the stuff off at the post office. Now I'm sitting in the post office parking lot doing voiceovers. Phil's at home this week working from home, so it's kind of screwing up my voiceover-ing and my recording. I don't like to do it when he's there. It sounds dumb, but it makes me feel awkward, so we don't do that. So I'm doing it in the car parking lot. For the backing of this heart, I added tear tape to the middle and then fun foam around the edges. Not fun foam, but Stampin' Dimensionals foam, either way. I didn't necessarily think it needed to be all stuck up like that all over. So that's why I just did the just edges stuck up. And then the center is down flat. It doesn't really matter. I just didn't really want to deal with it. Trimmed off those edges, and then I'll start sticking my photos down and getting all the embellishments done. Oh, and before I forget again, I'm going to cut that zip strip off. I'm really bad about forgetting to do that until the very last minute. So we got that done, and now we're all ready to just go from there. I think especially adding the inking around the edges of that heart helped to stand the heart out from the stripes in the background. And then I'm going to go through and just start embellishing. I was going to use that the pink boo heart that's in there, in that packaging from Jenny from Scrap and Happy Studio. And I think I end up picking something different. I think it also says boo, but it's from a different set from her. I add just a little bit of paper layering behind the photo. I want to kind of tie it together and help the photo stand out a little bit, but it doesn't need a whole lot. And then I will go through and ink the edges of these just lightly, not a whole lot, but just to keep that distinction between each. And then I will also use an edge punch for one of the papers just to give it a little bit more texture there. Whenever I'm adding my paper layers, I know I've talked about this in probably almost every video. Oh, and before I forget, on my photo, I've already stuck the photos together and stuck them to fun foam so that they'll stick up just a little bit. Whenever I go through my paper layers, I like to add different variations to keep it interesting. So some pieces are torn on the edge, some are edge punched like that. some, I don't know what else I was going to say. What other variations? Anyways, but they're not all very, is it concentric? Concentric is where it's like one after the other on sizes. They're very random, and I feel like that just gives it a little bit more interest. I'm making this cork piece of paper that I used. I just am stretching it so that it looks like it's going all the way behind, but it's not really. And it's just a little trick. Nobody else will know except me and you guys. So there's that. And then I forgot to ink the edges of that one, so I'm just loosely inking that. And then I also forgot to ink the edges of right there, the punched part. And that really, you can tell a lot where I inked that it really stands out a lot more now that I inked the edges of that border punched area. So I'm going to pull out that boo heart, but then decide otherwise, and go through all my other, not all my other flare, but pull out some other ones and decide to use a different one. I've got these little candy corn wood buttons. They've got the epoxy dot in them. And then I pulled out that jack-o'-lantern. I don't think I use it though. And then, I pulled out a tag, like a little tab. And I'll use that for the date later whenever I'm off camera. And yeah, so we're not going to add a whole lot, but we'll just sprinkle around some goodies and add some fun stuff. Oh, I forgot. My title is going to be really cool. Okay, so in the shop, I have... Sorry, guys. I'm so tired. I've been staying up way too late. India slept in bed with me, and Phil slept on the couch last night because she fell asleep and had a really late nap. And I was afraid she wouldn't sleep if she slept in her bed. So... and obviously Phil wanted to sleep, so he didn't sleep in bed with her in our bed. So he slept on the couch, so he didn't have to deal with it. But she did go back to sleep. And she slept all night, so it was good. She obviously needed the extra rest. What was the point? Oh, that's why I'm tired. Separately from that, I pulled out this title, which is Boo, and it's from the shop, and it's the 3 letters, it's the BOO, but one of the O's is that pumpkin, and then it's got a little spider that comes with it. Okay, so sorry, I accidentally hit something and it knocked me off the video. So this is the little Boo title is from the shop. They're wood veneers, obviously, and I'm using my Distress Oxides just to ink them up. If you don't press down too hard on the ink pad and just kind of run it across it, then you don't have to worry about, you can still see the where the scored marks are from the laser, and so you can still see the ghosties and what are those called? The spider webs. I'm going to pop up just that middle one, but not the side ones, like the pumpkin, but not the other O and the B. So I'm going to stick those down flat. I'm just going to make a giant mess, and really basically is what it is, and get stuff everywhere. I end up with orange all over my fingers and some spots on the background that I try to cover up a little bit, but just didn't really happen that great. And then you can see where my or you can't tell as much on the video, but in real life, you could totally see where my finger marks were where I stuck that pumpkin down. So I had to go in and wipe the whole thing off, but it made it dry faster, so it was good. So I got the title all stuck down there, and then I'm going to pull out the little Tile Alpha stickers to do the word my, so I'll say my boo. Also, I this one and the one before I did out of order because the one before somehow got out of order in my stuff. And so I was skipping number 9. And so anyways, so I did that one after this one, actually. So everything that I reused, like those letters, I pulled out for this one and then reused them for the other one. Just adding those wood buttons and gluing those down with my Nuvo drops. I end up not using that little pumpkin guy, but I'm going in and adding that little boo up there at the top, the epoxy flare. Sorry, I was like epoxy dot. No, that's not right. Anyways, and then I was going to use this little flare down here. I just needed something darker down here. So I go through and try to find something else. And I end up with this one. There we go. And it's like a little coffee cup with little eyeballs sticking out of it, but yeah. We went out for drinks with friends this night, the night the photos were taken, so it kind of worked out. We didn't get coffee, but it works. It's totally fine. And then these little like gemstone hearts, and they're Tim Holtz. They're really old, but they're Tim Holtz little hearts. So I'm trying to use up those. I have 2 packages of them and some stars, I think. But I like the star. I used the stars more than anything. So I am trying to be better about using the hearts just because I can. And then I added some little buttons, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to go in and add just a little bit of journaling to explain the photos. I mean, there's not really a lot to explain. It's just me and Phil. And then add my date over there. I do go in and add some little wonky lines around the edges just to help that heart stand out a little bit more. And that's all. So go down below to the video links. No, go down to the description of the video below and you can get the free download for the 31 Days of Spooky Scraps, or purchase the physical copy and use that, and you can check out all the new goodies in the shop. I'm gonna go in and finish off with just a few little Nuvo drops around each little area, and then we'll call it a day. And those will dry like a very pale, like peachy, glittery color. They're a really pretty color. So that's it. So thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day and happy scrapping. Bye.